Hello and welcome to India Today NE. In Tripura this time, everybody is talking about BJP, Congress and CPIM alliance and the new emerging party Tripura Motha. But there is another party which is very silently making progress, at least they claim so, and which is Mamta Banerjee's TMC. Uh, there have been a lot of accusations from other parties. BJP is saying that TMC is the B party of Congress or left alliance. The left alliance and the Congress, they are saying that it's the B party of BJP. So whether it's A, B, or any alphabetical party, we'll get to know today from TMC's one of the tallest leaders in Tripura, Sushmita Dev, Rajya Sabha member. Welcome, Sushmita, to India Today NE.
Thank you, Kaushik. Nice to see you here in Tripura.
Yeah, to update your GK, we both come from the state of Assam, and C is here for politics, and I'm here for journalism. Uh, but why nobody is talking about TMC this time?
Because it doesn't suit the Congress, the left, or the BJP or Tripura Matha to have a new player. You see, it's they all want the old wine in a situation. See, it is very dangerous for the BJP to even acknowledge TMC because one of the strongest contenders against Prime Minister Modi, as we have seen in the last 2021 Bengal Assembly election, has been Mamata Banerjee. So, him taking the name of Mamata Banerjee or Trinamool Congress in a rally is to acknowledge that. So, he prefers to promote the left and the Congress because it gives him a comfortable victory against them. And I think that's where there's a consensus between all of them. For Motha also, he doesn't say anything for or against Trinamool because after all, she's the tallest Bengali leader. So he's also strategically silent about Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool Congress. And I think the left and the Congress realized that Trinamool Congress is in the race. I don't know who will win or who will lose. But you see, from to go from number three, you have to first be number two. Then you go to number one. So they think our first fight is with the Congress and the left, and then we beat the BJP. So we are their immediate contender in Tripura, and not acknowledging us or not talking about us. It's a strategy to say they are not relevant because our relevance means the end of the Congress and CPM.
But now break this mystery. Which party means are you supporting? In a sense that everybody calls you the B party. So TMC is the ABC party, or which other party?
See, I'll tell you something. Congress is the grand old party, like we all say, and is also has a long history from Jansangh to BJP. So, if any new party decides to expand and you start calling them a vote cutter and you start calling them to say they are this one's beating and that one's beating, indirectly you're saying in a democracy no other new entrant is allowed. I think that's a very childish thing to say. It's a very childish thing to say, and it goes against the very vein, the very grain of democracy. In a democracy, somebody who openly comes and participates in an electoral process to keep accusing them of trying to damage others is very myopic view of a democratic process. We are here to fight, and we are only fighting in states where the Congress has repeatedly failed to defeat the BJP.
You didn't say you were here to fight, but you didn't say we are here to fight and win. You didn't complete the sentence.
You see, we are here to fight and win, and that's why we've given candidate in 28 seats. And I'm sure that would have been in your next question. If we wanted to just cut some votes and increase our vote share and save our face, we had 133 applications against 60 seats, but we didn't put them because there were certain seats where it just didn't make sense. We didn't have an organization, we didn't have a good strong candidate. So I think we said we are going to fight to win, and therefore we'll give in the seats where we feel we have a chance for numerous reasons. So I hope that answers your questions about fighting to win.
Does that also mean that, like, the allegation is, and I'm playing devil's advocate, that you are contesting in 28 seats to help either of the three parties, whether it could be BJP, so where you are thinking that probably BJP, it will damage BJP if we agree with the CPIM Congress allegations, or probably to Congress at some places. So which party you are helping by not contesting in other seats?
See, I'll tell you, there are two kinds of, there are two, it's nuanced. What is helping a party? One argument is that they are trying to cut the vote and help the BJP. My answer to that is that that's not true. Otherwise, we would have given candidate in 60 seats. Other is, who are you helping by not giving the candidates? Okay, it's very simple. By not going in the seats where we are not a viable option because of the weak organization, etc., whoever is the fittest will win. So we've left the fight between BJP and the non-BJP parties. But I'll tell you one thing: we are crystal clear that we came to the state to fight the BJP, and whatever be the results, for us BJP is untouchable, and it will remain that way. I assure you of that.
You said BJP is untouchable. You didn't mention other parties. So explain this to me. In Tripura, Congress and left parties, they were arch rivals for ages, and now they have become friends. So why left and TMC cannot be friends? Because many are saying, if there had been a coalition of alliance of all the parties, three parties, left front and TMC and Congress, then that contest would have been bipolar by and large, at least in the Bengali seats. Why that didn't happen? Because strange things are happening in politics. If Congress and left can go together, why for TMC left is still being untouchable?
See, I'll tell you that it's a very valid question. It's a question that must be answered. And what I think is that our first priority is to remove the BJP government. We are crystal clear on that. And when I met my leader Mamta Banerjee, I told her that I left the Congress because the Congress in Assam is in the right pocket of BJP, and the AUDF in Assam is in the left pocket of the BJP. And it was very disillusioning with me. I never said anything against the central leaders. So it is very clear our fight is with the BJP, and that's not going to change. Now, are we going to warm up to left and Congress? Let's say it's a tricky situation and the numbers are such. You see, it's a question that even Congress should answer, because in Kerala they are contesting the left bitterly, and Rahul Gandhi ji happens to be a member of parliament from Kerala. And please note, no one has come here to campaign for the Congress, and I understand why, because I know the way the Congress works. But what I am saying is, if there is a coalition or formation of government which is against the BJP, there are different ways of supporting a government, and we are very clear that where there is a agenda which takes the people of Tripura and the development of Tripura and their agenda ahead, that will not be untouchable for us. But there are many ways. You've seen support being extended in many cases where you don't join the government. You support them from outside. There's so many ways of doing it. I think the answer to that question will only emerge after the elections.
Are you indicating that post election, if there is a possibility that left or Congress they might come to power, so TMC could be the party supporting them from outside, or even joining the government if there is a victory for the left alliance?
You see, that is a question only Chairperson Mamta Banerjee and National General Secretary Abhishek can take a call on. But what are we going to do? Or are we just going to sit alone in the opposition? So there are many variations. So it depends on the figure. They may need us, they may not need us.
If they need you.
If they need us, then I'm sure that the question will be answered at that time by Mamata. I'm definitely not in a position to answer that question. Means I can't say answer in the affirmative, and neither can I say no, it'll never happen. I can't say that. I don't think now the time is right. But one thing is for sure. that BJP will remain untouchable for us.
So no BJP, but there is always a probability of even TMC and left coming together.
Let me elaborate. Motha is fighting on 42 seats. Left is also fighting around in 40 seats. Congress is fighting in 13. So it's also a question of, and very strangely, no one is fighting on all 60 seats, not even the BJP, because they have an alliance for IPFT. So it's a very peculiar situation. So it also, the question arises, who ties up with who at the end, because you're looking at a hung assembly. So that question may never arise for us. Our numbers may be required, may not be required. So it's very difficult for me to answer it. But I think, like you said, politics is the most unpredictable, calling, and you don't know what's going to happen. But I just want to say today, somebody from Bengal came to campaign, was telling me that CPI, the left and the BJP have tied up at the panchayat level to defeat the Trinamool. So there are so many things that emerge with time. So let's see what happens.
But you were talking about a possibility of a. There is always a possibility. You are not ruling it out. Then why was there any attempt before the elections for a pre-poll alliance? Looking at the, because you at the very beginning you said your prime objective is to defeat BJP, and if I go by that logic, then having a tie-up with this left Congress alliance sounds very logical.
See, we consistently said that we will go with any secular forum. We've repeatedly said that in the public terrain. Now you see, Tripura Motha is asking for a greater Tripura land, which impacts Bengal, because you know that North Bengal issues there. So it's very tricky, the situation, to say yes, we'll go with anybody. You yourself are raising the fact that Trinamool and left have been bitter contenders, and Momatadi's history with the left is so painful. You know, she has been brutally beaten by the left in the past and all of that. But we still said that if there is a non BJP formation, we are happy to talk to them about it. But I think, in one sense, we felt it was not necessary also, to some extent, to form a non BJP government because of the number game. Like I said, Motha has fighting 42 seats, CPM is fighting 40 seats, Congress is fighting 13 seats. That possibility, or that reality, will only emerge after elections. I mean, it was not like, oh, elections are over now, shop is shut, we can't do anything more. So it's an emerging situation. It's very interesting, actually. Let's see what happens, because my guess is it's going to be a hung assembly.
You mentioned about Motha. Now, Motha's rise is, they are talking about tribal rights of indigenous people, and that has, in a way, given enough fuel to the past bitterness between Bengalis and the tribal people or indigenous people. Now, TMC, a party from West Bengal and being led by one of the most celebrated Bengalis, it suits them, that narrative that the Bengali population here in Tripura should have backed them. And this is not the first time that TMC has opened shop here. What went wrong that you have to fight only for 28 seats, and you couldn't have that confidence to actually think of going for the way Tipra Motha is targeting specifically the 20 seats, indigenous seats? Why TMC couldn't do the same for the 40 seats?
See, we are contesting in 28 seats, six of which is ST and four are scheduled caste. So we are actually trying to contest seats which are dominated by different communities, like I said, SC, ST, and general. And it is very simple. It is very simple. It's not as complicated as you think you are, and what's the magic number. It's very simple, where we had good candidates, where we had an organization, where we felt we had to fight to save our organization. Those are the seats we selected. You see, our situation is very different than the others in Tripura. You have the CPM, which is ruled for 25 years. You've had Congress rule in Tripura before. You had 5 years of BJP rule. But our way of operating in Tripura is also to look at the larger picture of expanding nationally. And our factors were very different. So we are quite happy with our number. It was driven by many reasons, like I specified, and I think net it's a good strategy. And hopefully after election, I'll be able to tell you more openly why we gave that number. But I think now is not that time. But we kept the organization in mind. We get kept good candidates in mind. We kept the current situation of Tripura in mind, that not to help the BJP in any way. And so all these factors, sort of stepped in for us to choose the seats.
So out of 28, how many seats?
I remember I was asked the same question in the India Today conclave in Goa. And every journalist must ask that question. But I think I will answer it in a very diplomatic way, that I'm confident we will do well. Okay, but the number game is to put precise number is very tough and not and unfair on the 28 candidates. So I also can't say we will form the government because we are in 28 seats, right? You need 30 plus seats to win. But I think Trinamool Congress is going to play a significant role in the formation of the government. What that number is going to be, only time can tell. But I can say that my political instincts tells me we are the present. We are fighting the present situation the way we are. But Trinamool Congress has a very very bright prospect in Tripura in the short term and in the long term. That's the pulse of the people, and we are going to keep at it. I assure you of that.
In the short term, probably you're hoping to be a part of the government as a coalition partner. In the long term, probably another government in future. All the best for that, and thank you so much for joining us at India Today Any. All the best for your polls on 16th.
Thank you, Kaushik, and
Thank
thanks
you.
for coming all the way to Northeast. You always
Thank
come
you.
on.